Hello, and welcome to another edition of Ben Wolkoff Debriefs the Transition. Today, I would like to debrief the draft of the new personalized learning website, which is an amalgamation of all of the resources from the educational technology website and the blended and personalized learning website that I've been creating and curating this year. It leaves a lot of stuff out from both of these spaces, but it does provide a draft, and again, it is very much a prototype, a work in progress, and we are going to collaborate on it together. But I wanted to give a little bit of a tour and talk about all of the different spaces and what they are for, not necessarily what's on them, but what they are for, because I think they will change pretty immediately upon you actually sort of building things in here. So, anyway, this is the front page. I think this is going to house our purpose and hopefully a purpose video that is more than just me talking at a whiteboard, but maybe it stays that for a little bit and things like that. We have under home, we have the team where we would highlight some obviously team members, and I actually need to add myself here, but I pulled something from the very first session that I did with you guys where you told me how you learned best. I felt like that was a really good sort of introduction. Again, we can change these images. I haven't shared this with anybody. Please feel free to do that as well. But that's, the team and sort of, the overall role there. We do have the vision, which has a new video that I worked on for the connected learner icons. And it also has a couple of totems, and I'm hoping as more people do the narrative and sort of construct it, that we continue to get more and more narratives of how it works throughout. We also have the Shades of One-to-One page, which I've mostly recreated from the BPL site, but hopefully that will continue to iterate. Then we've got our lead learner projects with sort of information about what it means to be a lead learner and what the content areas are. We have all of them outlined, and I tried to pull things in from what I know that either we have done together or that you had documents and resources in our Google Drive, but you're going to make this way, way better. Essentially, these pages are yours because you are the lead learner and you get to decide what you want them to look like, what resources you want to share with people, how you want them to sort of learn with you as you are the lead learner on that. We have some professional learning overview of like what centralized, localized, and personalized professional learning is looking like. We also have what supports we do and what supports we do not, and that may or may not end up living there, but I think it might be valuable to take a look at. We also have some spaces, so the collaboration spaces like the blog, the VLCs, the Hangouts, chats as well. Just thinking about those. We also have videos from different areas. So content videos that you guys have created over time. I tried to pull from your YouTube channels, and we can decide, what we want those to look like and how we want to display those. But we have a lot of ability to sort of play around with what content we want to be there. And if we make playlists and embed those, then anytime we add videos to the playlist and they show up there. I'm not sure what this space is going to be yet, but I do think that online and blended courses, they should have Google Classroom links and Saba links so that people can register for them and then just enter them directly inside of Google Classroom. This is an expansion on the toolkit work, which we haven't come back to for a little while, but I am building upon that initial spreadsheet that we worked through, where we have hardware recommendations, and it's actually pulling from the spreadsheet that we made, and it's actually allows us to do some recommendations based upon, price and things like that. And essentially all we have to do to edit those is to look at the spreadsheet itself. And this was the original one where we had access to the spreadsheet, so I'm going to re-share this back with everybody. But essentially from this spreadsheet, all we have to do is add a couple of components to each one of those recommendations, and they will become a part of those awesome tables. That's what we're using, is awesome tables. So if we have our hardware categories, device names, price, link, image, and then whatever the user story is, and then the only thing you have to add is the letter Y for display. So if you want that particular item to display, you just put a Y for yes, and then it will show up here on our hardware or our software, depending on what kind of thing we are doing. Most of you responded to the Baltimore wiki that had recommendations for resources. So really good ways of sort of empowering people to sort of see the recommendations and to take a look. These are the important links that we have, most of which are from either EdTech site, or they're actually linking to the old sites, which we'll keep around for a little while. And then we have the ability to contact us using our Google group, or for technical support, obviously that's going to be IT. So that's the idea of it. That's sort of my debrief and the way I'm thinking about it, but it needs some help. It needs some support. So I'm going to share this with you. And this is my little debrief of like, all right, it took a lot longer than I thought it was going to take to pull all of it together. But this is the start. And I'm really excited about working together on creating something amazing. I hope you have a great day of teaching, learning, leading, and creating.